there, comrades. It is I, your supreme overlord, Fanny Vanilla. No, this video isn't messed up. My voice is completely gone after having COVID and bronchitis last week, so I'll have to rely on text-to-speech and subtitles for this one. A challenge I am willing to take so I can provide the best I can for you. Don't worry, I'm recovering well. I just have a nasty person cuffs on my vocal cords. Let's hope in the next video my beautiful voice returns. So about this latest episode of Gwitch, I've got to say this might be the first time I was disappointed. Maybe it's because I overhyped myself with theories between episodes, but I was really expecting a lot more from this one. With an episode titled The Witches from Earth, you'd think it would be more focused on the two from Earth. Anyways, let's get the spoiler alert out of the way and jump right into this one. Jeez, this is going to be really weird with this text-to-speech thing. If you're looking for the usual deep breakdown of this episode like I do in previous videos, well, unfortunately due to my voice being on, I can't provide that. So what I will provide is a brief rundown of this episode followed by my thoughts. This episode follows Soletta and the Gundam crew on their way to Planet Quay, a huge bannered group space station. Soletta has gone through her woes ever since her encounter with Myron. After a week of reflecting on it, both Soletta and Myron are to blame. Soletta needs to be more vocal about her feelings. Myron isn't a new tape or something. Also, Myron just needs to not be a bitch and just open her eyes for a second. We also get to see Lady Prosper with Delling. She reveals her real identity to him and mentions something about a Quite Zero, which I would assume is some kind of project Delling is working on. Interesting enough. Lady Prosper states that the Ariel's permit score reaches... It's a more higher story, but also... We also get to see Lady Prosper with Delling. She reveals her real identity to him and mentions something about a Quite Zero, which I would assume is some kind of project Delling is working on. Lady Prosper states that the Ariel's permit score reached 6. That's 2 more higher than we've seen so far in this series. Remember, Ellen reached 4 and was at his limit, as did Soletta's father. Soletta had permit score 6 and was not phased at all. Just what is the story behind Soletta? I'm eager to get these answers before the end of the first season. So Lady Prosper hands Delling a chip with the Ariel's network pattern. It will allow Delling to proceed with the final phase of Quite Zero. I have a feeling it'll be something nefarious with this chip and Quite Zero. We will wait and see. Another big part in this is poor Gil reaching lows we have yet to see. Held hostage by terrorists. Him and crew are at their mercy. He recognized the terrorist mobile suits as desalters. An older Jitterk model. Sophie drills her foot into Gil and threatens his life, but Nadja calls her off. These terrorists, the Dawn of Fold, are going to use them as a free ride to Plank.
Hey yo, what the f?
Another big part in this is poor Gil reaching lows we have yet to see. Held hostage by terrorists. Him and his crew are at their mercy. He recognized the terrorist mobile suits as desalters. An older Jitterk model. Sophie drills her foot into Gil and threatens his life, but Nadja calls her off. These terrorists, the Dawn of Fold, are going to use them as a free ride to Planet Quay. Throughout this episode, Soletta is seen making sacrifices for her friends, from taking on multiple tasks to giving up her lunch. It's almost like the thought of uselessness is living rent-free in her head. We've all been there, but my goodness, Soletta, it might be time for some therapy. Vim and Delling butt heads with Vim's sleazy attitude quickly turning to anger after Delling mentions Gil. After their argument, Vim calls Shattuck to initiate the operation in 2 hours, of course the operation being to kill Delling. Instead of following this order, Shattuck tells the Dawn of Fold to attack immediately. So here's a hilarious thing that I've been wondering since watching the prologue. During the prologue, the pilot of the bigger Phew, Every. I've been wondering if we will see him, and sure enough we do. But boy has he let himself go. Former is pilot, now captain of a ship. Pinninger runs a strict ship and a no-nonsense attitude. Everyone already looks poofy in these normal suits, but he looks like the Michelin Man. The fleets, the ships, the massing of mobile suits. Something big is going to happen. It just won't be this episode. As far as the drama between Soletta and Myron, I'm happy to say it has been squashed and resolved. I am also proud to say that we may have our first Phew punching Gundam history. Soletta and Myron hashing out their grievances with one another before this climactic showdown works, but I'll address my grievances towards the end of this video. The chase, the clutch, the punch. The hug all that was missing was a kiss. It was a sweet moment. Yuri fans and shippers are going to rejoice. Looks like as of episode 11, you're going to get your lesbian couple. Hey, I'm fine with it. They did a bright slap reference, so it's all worth it. After the drama, we finally get to the meat of the episode. With roughly 5 more minutes left in the episode, Donna Fold begins jamming Plankquetta's communications. They'll Furthorn launch and make their way to the space station. Shattuck is asked by Sabin if this is okay with him. Because Myron is on Plankquetta, Shattuck in his cold way says if Luck is with her, she will survive. Shattuck is showing his true colors. He really will stop at nothing to get what he wants. You have to keep this in mind as terrorist attack is about to happen with students being caught in the middle. Gundam has zero real combat experience outside of Soletta in some school duels. So this is a shock to the Earth House students. Their very lives are in danger, despite the evacuation alarms. Lady Prospero orders the activation of the aerial, and we get small glimpse at this possible upgraded aerial. Is this an aerial Mark II? An area K? This shot of the aerial makes it look even more badass than before. I can't wait to see it. Noria and Safi fire their weapons on the block, but not to destroy. Instead, they purge it from the space station, making it isolated. They then begin to disable all of the ports in the block, making everyone inside trapped. Safi disregards all orders and goes straight for Dowling. Soletta and Myron are then separated by the closing bucket doors. And then Safi finds Soletta.
There it is! There it is!
They really had to say the title of the series in the episode. I can't say I didn't see that coming, but unfortunately that's how the episode cuts off. So here is my problem with this episode. It's titled The Witches from Earth, but we got little to no witches from Earth in this entire episode. If it was titled something else more focused on the drama between Soletta and Myron, I wouldn't have been so disappointed. But with no episode last week and all the speculation that happened, it was a bit of a letdown. Literally call the episode anything else and I wouldn't have sued. Anywho, comrades, that's the video. Please let me know what you think down below. Am I being too harsh on this episode? Were you expecting a little more? Or was it just right and we need to all just be patient? I'm very excited to see where this cliffhanger ending will lead in the next episode titled Keep Marching On Instead of Running Off. Also, thanks for sticking with me in this video and this weird text-to-speech style idea. Soon as my voice is back, I promise we will go back to normal. And please don't forget to follow my Instagram, Vinny.Vanilla.3. I always check my messages there, so please feel free to message me. Until next time, comrades. Bye.
Congratulations, you made it to the end. The cringe is over, unless you want more. Do it. Click those videos in the box. Do it. Do it.